Russia just banned Bitcoin mining in its capital region until the year 2032, and the country, behind roughly 17% of the entire network's computing power, just told the world how it plans to use that leverage. Bitcoin barely moved. 63,000 flat, fear still stuck at 28. But underneath that flat price, 3 separate stories broke in 24 hours that all point at the same question: who actually controls this network? Stay for the third one, because the quietest whale on the board just turned his engine back on. Here's the timeline. Quick context, because this is the part most coverage skips. Bitcoin's security comes from hash rate, the computing power racing to process blocks. Where that power physically lives is geopolitics. When China banned mining in 2021, half the network went dark in weeks, and Bitcoin's price got cut nearly in half before the machines found new homes. Russia today hosts roughly 1/6 of the global network, a top 3 mining nation powered by cheap Siberian energy. So when Moscow moves against miners, it is not a local utility story. It is a state deciding what happens to a slice of the most powerful computing network on Earth. 3 chapters this morning: the ban, the bill, the buyer. Chapter 1, the ban. Starting August 15th, crypto mining, and even participating in mining pools, is banned across Moscow and its surrounding regions, and the ban runs through the end of 2032. Not a pause. 7 years. The official logic is energy. Mining strains the grid that the capital and the war economy need. But watch the structure, not the press release. Regional bans push mining out of politically sensitive zones while keeping it alive in Siberia, where the state can see it, tax it, and, when useful, use it. This is not Russia rejecting Bitcoin. This is Russia deciding which Russians get to mine it. For the network, the honest read is measured, not catastrophic. The Moscow region is a fraction of Russia's 17%, and hash rate has survived worse. China proved that. But every megawatt pushed around by a government is a reminder that the decentralized network still runs on very centralized power grids. Chapter 2, the bill. In Washington, the Clarity Act, the market structure bill that would finally define which U.S. agency governs which crypto asset, got no Senate vote Monday. The current schedule: a cloture filing possibly tomorrow, a procedural vote around Thursday, and then the Senate leaves for recess. If that window slips, American crypto regulation waits until fall. Markets hate a vacuum. An industry that has begged for rules for a decade keeps operating without them, and every delay keeps institutional money slower and more cautious than it wants to be. Put chapters 1 and 2 side by side, and you get the real story. The 2 largest crypto powers on Earth are both, this exact week, deciding how much freedom this network gets. One with a ban, one with a stall. Chapter 3, the buyer. While states maneuvered, Michael Saylor, the man whose company spent years converting itself into a Bitcoin holding machine, posted 2 words after 5 quiet weeks: Bitcoin Drive, engaged. Translation: based on every previous time he's done this, the buying is about to resume, and in the same 24 hours, Trump media confirmed the 2,600 Bitcoin. It moved to an exchange. About $165 million worth was not sold, with over 4,000 more still sitting in its wallets. So while the price sleeps at 63,000 and retail fear sits at 28, the pattern under the surface is states tightening control and the biggest believers quietly reloading. That divergence, fear on the surface, accumulation underneath, is historically not what tops look like. What this means for your money, not advice. Structure: 3 things. First, mining geography is a real risk you can actually track. If you hold Bitcoin, hash rate concentration is your quiet exposure. The more of the network that sits inside any one government's reach, the more one decree can shake price. The lesson of China 2021 is that the network survives, but holders who panicked at the bottom paid for other people's recovery. Second, the clarity delay cuts both ways. No rules means American platforms stay cautious, but it also means the eventual bill is still a live catalyst. Regulation passing is one of the few events that could wake this market out of fear mode in a single day. Know the dates, cloture this week, or a fall fight. Third, Watch what accumulation at 63,000 tells you. When sentiment reads fear for a fifth straight day, and the loudest balance sheet buyer re-engages, someone is treating this price as a discount. You don't have to copy them. You do have to decide whether you think they're wrong, because that's what holding or not holding here actually means. Nothing here is financial advice. It's the map, your money, your call. Today's question: when governments squeeze the network and whales quietly reload, which signal do you trade? Blue pill. The accumulation is the tell. States fighting over mining and lawmakers stalling are noise. 63,000 with maximum fear is where positions get built. Red pill. The control is the tell. Every year, more of decentralized money answers to grids, courts, and Senate calendars, and that erodes the entire thesis. Slowly, then suddenly. Blue or red below, and tell me, does state pressure make Bitcoin weaker or prove why it exists? The timeline now runs 3 briefings a day. Macro at 7, this crypto brief at 9, AI at 11, every morning Eastern. Subscribe so the next one finds you. We watch the forces. You keep the decision. The timeline keeps moving. We will see you in the next one.